My 2004/2005 GMC 2500 with 200,000 miles that we just got done doing some engine work to and some suspension work to. Goals of this video: transfer case back in, brake lines replaced and repaired, take this thing for its first official test drive, go steal somebody's trailer so I can haul off all the scrap metal over here in the weeds, get rid of that dump bed and haul it to the scrap yard. We got part of a Ford Ranger. That needs to go. I used the mini excavator to disassemble, crush, and make these a little more portable. Had a buddy need to get rid of some old washers and dryers that no longer work. Wanted to know if I had a place to put them. And I said, oh yeah, no, I got a place. We can't do any of that fun stuff though until we get that transfer case in and the last odds and ends finished up on this truck project. Step one is gonna be replacing this pitman arm. The nut is already off. Oh, no it's not. What world am I living in? I thought I already took that off. So I've watched several videos on this and I've seen 3 different ways to do it. 1, completely remove the box, the steering box, bring it out, work over here, do the job. 2, take the sway bar out. That's right here. Cut that nut. 3, modify a puller to get a puller in there. The issue is there's no space between top of this subframe and where we're at right there. There's not enough clearance to really do anything. And even if I could get it off there, I couldn't get a torque wrench in to get the proper torque. But I've got an idea. We're gonna try, I'm gonna take these 2 steering box bolts out completely. For my own personal note, they are same size, same length. Okay, this 3rd one, I'm just gonna crack it loose. We're not taking it out all the way. Like that. My hope is there's enough play in all the steering linkages. Those 2 out and that one loose. We can just pivot the thing to where I can get access right here. I'm gonna go get a socket to put on there and I know where I need to be. And then once I'm there, I think I can just cinch down that last bolt. Carefully cinch that down so I'm not pinching anything. And now, without dropping the whole box for disconnected lines, there. Now I still don't know if that gives me enough room for the puller. That we'll have to figure out in a second. Oops, let's loosen it. Well, it would help if we used the right size socket, probably. There we go. Well, there's a little dust seal. Now I should be able to. It was down tight on that arm, and we just went around and kind of manipulated it up out of the way there. So hopefully we can get that puller on there and not damage that little boot. This is probably gonna be a little awkward just to get started. This is just a cheapo from Harbor Freight, because how many of these do I do? But I do like having an assortment of pullers because it seems like I use them frequently enough. But this has a 3/8 in the back. We're gonna try to get in a position and then just run it off 3/8 impact. Is it made for that? Who knows, you know? Who really knows? Oh, what was that? Did something happen? Did it break loose or did I break something? As we lay here and ponder things, I feel like I ought to make some sort of reference mark to where that's at. Old one, new one. I don't think I have to do that. Here I am worried about a mark to get it lined up. I think if we just get it close enough, it's going to take us where it needs to go, because some of these teeth are slightly different size. So as long as we're somewhat close, we're going to have it. Yeah, like that. I agree with that. My book's falling apart, so I just brought the page with me, but steering linkage, Pitman shaft nut, 184 pounds. see if we can get the steering box back on. If I'm thinking right, this transfer case should be next. If I remember right, this has to do like a up and in, like a whoosh kind of maneuver. So. Okay, watch the pinch points. We got to get up in this, but we got to come up and over like that because of the way that bracket's made. So it's just gonna fall. That ain't bad. There. Look at that. She's wanting to do it on her own. Try that. The Big Jack's got everything on it now. Let's get this out of the way. Because the way that jack lifts, it kind of pulls over as it goes up. She's a little bit of a bind, so I gave her some wax here from the outside. We are getting pretty close. Ha! Bolt in. Okay. Here we go. Yes. The amount of times I've said transfer case instead of front diff is just mind-boggling at this point. But anyway, the ones we're looking for, to chassis nuts, 75, chassis bolts and nuts, 75. So everything's 75 foot-pounds. Okay. This is the idler arm, sits opposite of the pitman arm on the other side. Idler arm bracket to the frame. Idler arm mounting bolts, 73 foot-pounds, and I'm gonna top the grease off, put a little grease in these. We were going right there. Oh, wait a second. Hold on, bud. A little forethought here, hold on. Before I put that in, I better torque that nut down first because we're not gonna be able to do it once it's installed. I'll be right back. As far as tightening that up, this just free spins when you put a socket on it. So I'll put an Allen key in and put it on there. It's got a torque spec. I watched 2 instructional videos by places that sell parts. They both said, do the best you can. We did the best we could. Well, let's see if we can get this thing snaked through. It came out this way, so let's see. Shoot. I know you can't see me right now. I apologize for that. But, oh, my face. Oh. I'm trying to figure out what to get your husbands or your sons or whatever for Christmas. My mom gave me a trash bag full of old towels used for rags, and I'm telling you, we just about got everything on the steering thing connected. Now, I got these set to length of what came off, but obviously this is going to go to an alignment shop before it's all said and done. It is a new beautiful day. But beautiful day, I mean it's raining, so that's cool. We've got these torqued down, the next thing we gotta do is where they attach, the idler attaches and the pitman arm attaches to the relay rod, which is, my book shows 46 on both of those. Where are we? Okay, and I'm showing 30 pounds in the book for the dampener rod. Okay. We got the keepers on these. I don't know if it's right, but I torque it, and then I go tighter until that hole is open. Once it's open, I run it through there. Now, try to get these axles in place. And then that cross member. There we go. There we go. There we go. So I'm going to go through and get these started. I want to show you something though. I think it'd be easy to cross thread these. See, we got a gap at the top, but it's tight at the bottom. Fella's going to have to be real cognitive to lift this up and make sure we're pretty flush all the way around. And we'll roll it around. I'm going to do a little bit of a star pattern. So. Front drive shaft is next. Keeping the same old U-joint in there, Mike? Oh yeah, yeah. I like the patina. It's not a fake channel where you just say we're going to build a $5,000 car and then you get a $10,000 engine donated. You know what I mean? We're running on real life here. Get in there like you're supposed to. We're going to get them each started, and I should be able to carefully walk it in. You want to see the socket that I brought down? It was an exciting step getting to the drive shaft though. You're getting closer. Down to my last Ziploc baggie of bolts. We still have quite a few other odds and ends, but these do have thread locker on them, so we're gonna put some on. Looks like blue, that's what we'll do. Now I got a couple things topside I need to get buttoned up while we're waiting on those brake lines to get delivered. One of those is on these injector harnesses. Now on those harnesses, there are these little rubber boots. And somehow I ended up losing 2 of them. Now I couldn't find just that rubber boot for sale. So what I did is I just bought the cheapest injector connector I could find. And I'm hoping we can just rob that rubber boot out of there. I'm missing 2 of them, get those replaced, and then finish getting the little top end, all the random things buttoned up. So I'm just gonna go through, double check each one. You can see the rubber boot on that one. I went ahead and plugged them in just so we could test fire it the other day. That one is missing the boot. I'll just take this one off here. Slide it down onto there. It's new. So this side doesn't have any issues with the hose. Overall, it looks okay. Are we gonna replace it? Yes, whenever we come back in the future and we save up a few more pennies, we will come back and replace this brake line as well. But right now I need this truck up and running. And since there's nothing wrong with it, we're not gonna replace it. However, on this side, you can see we've got, not only do we have that tear there, but up here, somebody spliced in a joint for repair, and that's leaking pretty bad. So we're gonna take this whole line and this hose out and get that replaced now. Let's see if we can crack this. Let's just see, you know, let's see what our life is getting ready to be like. Okay. All right, don't judge a book by its cover. Classic. There's the look. Fine. I got this laying handy. Make sure you get that old crush washer off there. There we go. New hose. New crush washers. Okay. I feel like these little bolts always end up breaking or getting stuck, so I'm just putting a little bit of anti-seize on. Not to mention this is stainless hardware, because the ones that came out I didn't like the look of. There we go. And I want to say that went right there, like that. And this went right here. And this should have a clip that goes right there, but it doesn't. It's missing one. Make sure the hole's cleaned out. Very nice. Oops. Yep, you know, nature's locked. There we go. So that'll go in there. And that clip will clip around there, in fact. Brake lines just showed up. I ordered the whole kit, and at some point we'll do the whole kit, but the truck's been down too long. I got jobs waiting on this truck being up and going. I got projects waiting on this truck being up and going. We're gonna do the front right one because that's the one that's failing right now. This is ridiculous, okay? You're embarrassing me. And the rest, whenever we do the final step of this truck, which will be the last of the frame restoration, the last of the toolboxes, the bearings and all the other stuff that goes with it, that's when we'll put the rest of these on. But we'll have them and they'll be ready to go. Luckily, everything in this kit is labeled. There's no guessing. Front line, passenger side. Also, in my opinion, this front right one is the most pain in the butt one to do anyway, so. You can get these pretty much anywhere. What I do is I go to Rock Auto, I find the part number, I then put that part number in online, and I just find the cheapest place I can buy it. I think it was 88 bucks for the full set. Man, they got all kinds of couplings that they put in. They just splice the heck out of this thing when they put it in. That's crazy. Got a lot to get up through there yet. Yeah. Oop. Let's go above or under that. Let's see. Well, hard telling where it was supposed to go. They didn't route anything. You can see where she's at there. We just got to get her up and over the frame rail. But with my bender, I can always make it do whatever I need to do. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to do a little bend of manipulation here. There we go. So it is in there. It is routed properly. All these are just hanging around willy-nilly, doing whatever they felt like doing. That's okay. We'll address that in the future. But I'm glad this is the one I changed. One, we've got some delamination right there in the brake line, so that's not good. Also, in that line, there was 1, 2, 3 splices. Either they had 3 bad spots or they made this out of scrap and made it work. Either way, it's no longer my problem. So I'm gonna start with just the line first. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but this is just a little vacuum pump. The goal is that we can pull some fluid through. And I'll just release the vacuum in it. I'll unhook this. We'll go ahead and make the connection to there. We know we got fluid all the way through this line. Line wrench on there. Get snug down. We'll move to the bleeder screw. I'm going to take this all the way out And just make sure there's not rust plugging that hole up. Looks good. And I will empty the fluid I already pulled through, because coming around and seeing that there's fluid in the cup and fluid in this line is kind of how I know. And I don't want this to fill up and pull into the pump on accident either. I'll do it just a little different then. We'll do it this way. See what we can come up with on that. No, I didn't label these, and I don't think they're identical, so we'll see. Anyway. See if she still starts. Beautifully. The thing about missing your magnetic camera. Oh, found it. Well, let's go for a little test drive. Those work. That's good. They look good too. This little light skirt is something we added on this round. Oh yeah. Very fancy. I'd like to point out there's not even a CEL right now. There will be as soon as we start driving, I'm confident. We did some brake work, so let's give her a few of these just real quick here. She didn't feel any softer than she did. The engine sounds so smooth. That's just my seatbelt. Don't worry about that. Brakes. Oh, we got them. Here's to hoping you guys just hang on for a little bit. We'll go slow. Tell you what, you don't notice how worn out your front end is until you replace it. Then all of a sudden it doesn't feel like you're driving a grain wagon down the road anymore. The wobble back and forth it used to have was just crazy, especially when I towed. We're empty right now. She's just like when you give her input, it responds. Before you'd give her input, you'd have to wait 7 business days before you got a response out of it. You'd sit there, I'm in my driveway, by the way, so simmer down. You'd put the input in before, and she'd be like, we'll see, we'll try. You know, we'll try to turn left for you. But now she's drives like a new truck. See if we can get this rig switched over to a grapple right quick, and we'll start getting some of that scrap hauled off here. Oh yeah. I don't know what I'm I'm checking for. I forgot my forks don't attach. Do something about the way these hoses are routing on this thing. Okay, all right. Try this first. There's one. There we go, there's two. Okay. Also can't remember which way it is. I have to do a bunch by hand. 3 or 4 is the original choice, but 3 or 4 is not here, so hand we go. So it is the following morning, which is a Saturday. Scrapyard's only open for a little bit. I was hoping to haul that bed and that old Ford Ranger body off as well, but I need to crunch those up with the 304. Also, they don't always have an operator there on Saturdays, so I kind of loaded it down with stuff that I can actually offload myself. We may have to get those another day, but either way, pretty happy with what we got going on here. Throw some straps across our mess, and then we'll hit the road. See if we can actually get any money from this. So we just rolled into the scrapyard. We gotta see if we can't find us a corner to tuck into and get offloaded here. So we are empty, looking great. And then we've got a couple alternators and starters we'll take up to the office. We were 9,000 pounds when we came in. Let's see what we are when we leave here. The alternators and starters, you weigh inside on a smaller scale. There's a pretty decent line. I didn't feel like waiting. We're hauling another load of scrap off that bed and that Ford Ranger and some other odds and ends down from the world headquarters next week, so we'll just take them then. 1,900 pounds of steel is what we dropped off, $118.75. Maybe take the Admiral out on a date, you know? Next video is gonna be working on a water line. We got a water line install to do, which is good. A little bit more money in our pockets to go towards maintenance on the 304 because it needs it. Then we're going to be back on the loader so we can get this loader up and operational and at least use it as a loader. It won't be 100% finished. We won't have the hitch plate on the back, but we'll have the weight secured, the floor repaired, and the valving done. That's the goal on that. And then after that, we're going to be on the YouTube yacht for a little bit. We need to get some work going on it. The siding is sitting there and I need to get that installed. And then we have a pretty decent sized dirt work job coming up, probably end of September, beginning of October. We've got that locked in and squared away. So a lot of awesome stuff coming. Well, fella, can't complain. If it's your first Captain Kleeman video, welcome to the end of a project. It's a rarity, but it does occur every now and then. And if you've been with us for a while, welcome to the end of a project. It might be the first time. It's not. That's all I got. I got to move this over to the house now because it's out of the shop and back in the fleet.